Okay, so my daughter has this favorite pair of overalls that she does not want to do without, and she's constantly tearing the knees or the legs out of them, so I'm going to fix them for her. The first thing I'm going to do here is the longest tear that's in that. I'm just going to machine sew that on the outside just to keep that kind of Raggedy Ann look to it, I guess. And so I'm just going to stitch along that longest tear there. And I did make sure that the pants were still in good shape. They're not rotted or anything like that. She's had them for a few years, but the material's still pretty strong, so they were salvageable. So the next thing I want to do is make a patch for the hole that's in the pants here. You can see that top stitch I did with the machine. So there's the hole, and I'm just going to create a patch with a piece of fabric, and then I'll be hand stitching that in there. So the first thing I want to do is get my fabric out, and I'm going to cut it bigger than I need it. I always do that. I always say you can always downsize it, but you cannot make it bigger. So I'm just kind of getting a feel for how big it needs to be there, and I'm going to cut a bigger piece out. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some fusible interfacing and I'm going to iron it on there just to keep it kind of stiff and sturdy in that area there. And I decided I needed something to put in there to kind of keep it up while I was stitching it. So I just used my box from my sewing machine with my little extras in the kit there, and I just used it so I could put that on top and keep it up so I could sew it by hand, because it's really difficult to be reaching in there and sewing each stitch. So this worked for me, and this is the way I did it. And you can see I'm just doing raggedy stitches. We're not trying to be neat here. This is a pair of overalls that she likes to wear around the house, or she likes to wear when we go to the park or something. So no, you don't need to be super neat here, basically is what I'm trying to say. I just did my stitches. You could do blanket stitches, you could do regular stitches. I did a regular stitch all the way around. Okay, now what I'm going to do is take that box out because I'm done and I want to tie off my stitch. So I'm going to stick the needle in so that I can get it to the back or the inside of the pants. And then I'm just going to do a loopy knot, and what I do is I just make a loop, and then I just run the thread through it at least 3 times. And I like to do that a couple of times. I'll do this and then I'll run the needle through where you can't see it through the front, and I'll make another knot, and then I'll tie it off in case anything breaks, and then you won't have to worry about re-stitching. So there you go. That is all stitched up and ready for her to wear, and she was quite happy with the end result. So peace, y'all. Bye bye.